Well, shalom. It's so good to be here at this time to celebrate along with you on this special occasion of your graduation. Well, the World Cup is on, so even if you don't follow football, I'd like you to imagine this scenario. Your favorite team is playing, your favorite players are playing, and you want to watch every second of that match to see how they cope with the pressure of a World Cup situation. So you ask your best friend, because you've got to go to this Hebrew poetry class, right? So you ask your best friend to record it for you. And when you get to see him again, when you get home to wherever you've come from, you find your friend and he said, yeah, I recorded it. I actually bought a ticket, went to Moscow, managed to get a ticket into the stadium, and it was way up the back. And so I got out my cell phone and I recorded it. And all these fans from the other side were in front of me with their flags and everything, but I managed to sort of get it there. And of course the whistle was drowned out and you can't even see the ball, so you are disappointed. But then another friend comes and visits you at the time when you're trying to work out, is this even worth keeping? And he says, oh, I want a video of that too. Let me lend you my phone so that you can video the video of that football match. Can you imagine something more ridiculous than that? Well, unfortunately, there is something more absurd than that in much of the Bible translation world. Not all of it, but in many parts, they are translating from a translation of the original. I could name some countries where I've visited. I've gone to over 30 different countries. Some of them are translating from the national language or the regional language, and that is a translation from English, which is a translation from Hebrew. And something is always lost in translation. So this is 4 steps away now that their people are going to read. 4 opportunities for something to be lost in translation. So kol hakavod to you guys. Well done to you guys that you've given up 6 months of your life at great sacrifice to come here, to see the geography. Being here is everything, isn't it? You know, that video of the football match is nowhere near as good as actually being there. And I know that you've discovered that coming here. Being here is everything. And it's the same with the Hebrew language. If you really get into it, you're surrounded by the language here. You can go away and you can translate, not from a translation of a translation of a translation, but from the original. Is 6 months enough? Certainly not, if you do not continue to progress from here. You have enough now, 6 months is enough to build your foundation. But you need to go back and keep building. You need to build the house now. And it's kind of like an uphill journey. Hebrew is a very forgettable language. So it's like trying to go up an escalator, you know, these moving staircases where you go up. But the problem is this escalator that you're going up is going down. And if you don't keep stepping up, you go down. Or if you prefer, if you're paddling up a river, if you stop paddling, you go down the river. And Hebrew is like that. If you don't keep this language up, you'll be sliding backwards. And any uphill journey is so much better when you've got others around you to join you in that trip. So I do encourage you to find some Hebrew reading partners, some Hebrew reading buddies. Maybe even now, grab hold of somebody and say, hey, how about we Skype once a week and we can take turns reading a verse, we can get through the Psalms, get through Genesis, just keep reading. You need to keep developing your skills, keep a notebook for vocabulary that you need to memorize, just keep progressing in Hebrew. If you don't progress, you'll be slipping backwards. So that's one tip that I can give you. The second tip is there's a better way actually. Find some people to teach. The best way to learn is to teach. If you have to be a guide on one of these tours that you've been on, you have to know where to go, and you have to know all the details about what you're going to tell the students, right? It's the same with teaching anything, really. If you're teaching Hebrew, you have to know it better than they know it, obviously. And so you are preparing hard to teach those students. So it's not hard, is it? In the Bible translation world, you will be able to find people who want to learn Hebrew. So find a group of people that you can teach. It's the best way to keep progressing. One final tip, and that is enjoy the journey. Like Dr. Kaplan said right at the beginning, this is a journey of discovery, of exploration. And you have the privilege of digging deeper into the Bible than most people can even dream of. So keep on digging and enjoy the journey. Thank you.